Being loyal in the NBA doesn't get you nowhere. Because if you think about it, there have been more players who've been loyal to a team who haven't won than have won. Like notable players who have won was Dirk, because Dirk made it to 2 finals, and the crazy thing about it, they were both against the Heat. One in '06 versus Dwayne Wade and Shaq, which they lost that one, and then one in 2011 with versus the Heat, Dwayne Wade and LeBron, and they won that one at least. And then you got Kobe. And then you have Kobe, right? He was loyal to the Lakers his whole career, and because he won 5 rings, 2000, 2001, 2002, and then '09, and 2010, right? Then you got Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan been loyal, and he won in '99, '03, '05, '07, and 2014, right? But just a few notable players who stayed loyal and won. But if you look at players who've been loyal and haven't won anything, and you look at let's say for example, if you look at let me give you an example. If you look at also Bill Russell. Bill Russell stayed loyal to Bill Russell stayed loyal to the Celtics and won 11 championships. But players who haven't been loyal, if you look at Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard has been loyal to the Trailblazers and hasn't won jack. His best highlights are in the playoffs with 2 buzzer beaters. But after that, what happened? Like if you look at 2014, it was against I think it was against the Rockets. He shot that game winner, right? After that, what do you do? Nothing, because he didn't make it. He didn't win. And if you look at 2019, shot against OKC and Paul George. After that shot, what do you do? Explain to me what do you do. So, but I obviously he ended up leaving the Trailblazers and going to Milwaukee, and that was a bust. Milwaukee was a bust because he didn't win jack. He recently just got injured, so it's like he didn't win jack. So it's just like being loyal ain't it. Being loyal to a team ain't it. Now obviously Steph Curry was loyal to the team and he won. Obviously another player that won. But if you look at that, that's because the core stayed together for so long and they built around him. They built around him. If you look at players like Elgin Baylor, I can give you a list of players that hasn't won anything recently. I'll give you a list of players that haven't won anything. If you look at Elgin Baylor, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Reggie Miller, these players stayed loyal to their teams. John Stockton and Karl Malone stayed loyal to their team. With the Utah Jazz, we couldn't win jack. But the reason being was because Michael Jordan. Most players could not win against Michael Jordan. The only people to ever beat, the only people to beat Michael Jordan. Not the only people, because he was losing in the '80s, and then he started winning in '91. He started winning in '91. But yeah. Staying loyal to a team ain't really gonna get you nowhere too much. I mean, because it would depend on how they use you. Because if you look at if you just look at these players, Karl Malone and John Stockton made it to the finals like twice in '97 and '98, but couldn't win jack because of Michael Jordan, obviously. And if you look at Reggie Miller, he couldn't win jack either because of Kobe and because of Kobe. Because I think they in the 2000 finals and then also in the '90s they couldn't win jack because Kobe and Michael Jordan are the reason why he couldn't win jack. And then with Yao Ming, number 1, it was injuries. But number 2, it was just because the Rockets weren't going to win jack because they had other good teams in the 2000s, which is the Lakers. They had, let's see what else. They had the Lakers. They just had a lot of good teams. So it just wasn't conducive to them winning. And it really just wasn't going to be conducive to them just winning. So it just wasn't going to happen. So saying loyal, it can be a good thing. But more times than not, it's not a good thing because teams are not able to build teams aren't able to really build around that person very, very well. Like if you look at Luka and the Mavs, Mavs couldn't really build around Luka that well. Yes, they made it to the finals, but they ended up losing the finals. So it's like it's just building around certain players. It can work or it cannot work. Like look at John Wall, Bradley Beal. They would try to build the Wizards around them. And you see how that turned out. They couldn't win jack. They won nothing. They didn't win nothing. So I mean, yes, they made it to the playoffs, but like they couldn't get it done. They could not get it done. They just couldn't. And the most notable team of the 2010s and the 2020s, look at the 76ers. They cannot get it done with Embiid. He's too injury prone. He cannot get it done. His best chance was in 2019, but the loss took a while with that shot. That man cannot get out the second round. This man cannot get out the second round, bro. Like they need to just move on for him. Move on for him, please. Because and then this season, well, he did this season. I think it was this season. They got Paul George. It was this season last season. I think this season they got Paul George because they traded, and get the point. They got Paul George and he did nothing. $200 million to do absolutely nothing. He puts up stinkers. That was the worst deal in history, man. They put maybe not in history, but that's one of the worst deals because he did nothing. So they need to move on from a beat. Move on from a beat. The process is over. The process is over. That's been done. And that's been done for years now. Like that process been done like a couple years ago. Man, should have been moved on for him. Like I don't get it. I don't get that. So more times than not, being loyal to a team in the NBA doesn't work rather than works. Because if you want to be loyal to a team, that's fine. Be loyal, but it's just a matter of, do you want to win? I understand if you staying loyal because of the money. Obviously, the money, nobody's gonna pay you. I get that. Get your money, get your bag. But at the same time, do you want to actually win a ring? Because you staying with this team is hurting your legacy because you ain't gonna win a ring. You may get some All-Star appearances, you may get some awards, but winning a ring, do you want that? I'm just saying. Let me know if I'm spitting or not. Let me know.